Ndeba ekene m unu ọzọ ya n'ụbọchị uhuruchi tata. Darụkwa niile ka unu si na-esore ihe na-eme na Eastern News 24 isi nke echiri ya zelu. Asị unu ga-adị ka echi na echi ada agwụ agwụ. Otu akwa ya dịrịrị. Ise 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 dịka o si dị ekwelu n'nkwa ụbọchị ekwelu n'nkwa oge gara aga na enwere Maazị Nnamdi Kanu audio anyị ga-etinye elu n'iru akwụkwọ. O kwuru okwu a na April 20, 2019. Ọ bụrụ ka asaa ihe o kwuru ebe erika. Ihe m ji tinye ya na o nwere ihe nchọ ka ndị Igbo were ya wee mụta. Ọ ka ji wee bụpụta ya bụ audio.
We treated. We shall dissect the zoo to let the world know that they are empty. All their titles are meaningless. Chief Justice, Justice of Attorney, Senior Advocate of News, all that rubbish is bunkum because their brains are empty. Their lawyers and their judges are useless to the core. People with a constitution but do not obey what that very constitution says. That is why they are vagabonds and that's why they're animals. That is why they inhabit the damnable zoological republic. They have no brain, they cannot reason properly. We are here to expose them. We are here to let the world understand that Nigeria is an abomination. It's a disgrace before humanity. All their PhD, SSD, we are the elite. We are the intellectuals. Rubbish. Their brains are empty. I'm here to prove it tonight. All of them. I don't know if it is that weak that we are their judges. That no fresh air touches their brain. They behave like baboons in the Amazon rainforest. Unbelievable. After this program tonight, you will understand why anytime any human being says I'm a Nigerian, because they are lower than a vermin, they are nothing. Believe you me, they are nothing. You will judge for yourself this very evening. I will not go on, neither will I proceed without calling upon Chukwokika Abiyama. This very prayer we are going to pray this evening, I have prayed for 4 years. Every blessed day I pray it. For the last 4 years I prayed this same prayer. That Chukwokika Abiyama may be merciful upon us. Hear our prayers and deliver us from the hands of evil men, illiterate men who are not even Nigerians to start with. That is the worst part of it. They are not. I said they are not. I will prove it to you tonight. That you may know that the zoo is a complete and utter zoo. Filled with cowards everywhere who cannot rise up to speak their mind, to rise up against evil, to stand and to say that evil must come to an end. Without Abraham Lincoln, blacks will still be slaves in America till this very day. Why can't we rise up and say that something is evil and drag it down the way this wretched, decrepit, satanic APC regime is? Satanic, I say. They work for Lucifer. That I can assure you. We must proceed this very evening to pray, of course, because I'm a child of heaven, divinely ordained to preach the gospel of the restoration of Biafra without any fear nor favor. I will preach it this very evening. I will. And the world is listening to understand everything that is wrong with the zoo. I mean everything that is wrong with it. Let us bow down our heads in prayer wherever we are. After all, we answer to Chukwokika Abiyama and not to man. The names will bear us witness. I am Nnamdi, which means my Redeemer liveth. My Redeemer, the Creator of heaven, they live it. It is not a name borrowed from anywhere. It's an ancient name. It's been with us from the beginning of time. If I don't worship Chukwukika Biama, whom I am named after, who am I going to worship? Heaven forbid. Make haste, O Elohim, to deliver your children. Come very speedily to help us, because we are surrounded by enemies and dark forces from the Sahel. The children of darkness have risen with their cattle to descend upon those you have chosen to bring light to Africa. Therefore, Chukwukika Biama, you must hurry. And they will all be ashamed, all of them, and thrown into confusion that seek to hurt us. O Elohim, you will chase them back, all of them, and put them to confusion as you're doing today. All of them that kill your children and pillage your holy land of Biafra. Come and drive them back in their own shame. Let their humiliation be their reward. Because they laughed at us. They made mockery of us. Because they kill us. And we have never retaliated. But the time is coming. Very, very soon. Shame shall befall them. Shame shall accompany them. Shame shall be behind them. All of them that have risen against IPOB. Let all of us that seek thee, Umu Chineke, those that you created into your light in Africa, that development and civilization may come through Biafra into black Africa, because without Biafra, there will be no Africa, there will be no civilization, there will be no human advancement. Therefore, we are your project, O most holy one. Come and redeem us. Let all of us that seek thee and rejoice in your holy name, all of us that love thy salvation, may we continually say, let the name of our Lord God be magnified. Let the name of Elohim be praised. Let the name of Chukwukika Biama be exalted. Because we are poor and needy. We have no one to fight for us. Those that claim that they know your scriptures. Those that brought us New Testament. Those that told us that the way of the ancients is not the correct way. They have abandoned your children. The same people that brought us the Bible, they have abandoned us. They are now following Quran and asking them, the children of darkness, to come and slaughter those that you have blessed. This was never your plans for us. If we have offended thee in any way, in our speech, in our thought, in our conduct, please be merciful upon your children. Hurry and come and deliver us. Hurry and come and save your children. Because only you can deliver us. Only you can command and Biafra will come. It is not by our might. It is not by your grace. Will Biafra come? We dedicate all that we are unto your loving arms and pray that you do not delay to come to the rescue of your children, that Biafra may come in our time, and your name exalted and lifted up, that the world may know that Biafra is your land, that the world may know that this very IPOB was ordained by thee to your eternal praise and glory. Our Lord and our God, we pray. He said, we must now proceed without any hesitation to present our facts and our figures this very evening. If you don't have a pen and a paper, you are missing a lot. Believe me, you will not learn very much. You need a pen and a paper to be able to follow this very lecture this evening. You will not get it anywhere else. I want to prove to the world that all those idiots you see with their wig, Esquire, a court of appeal justice, rubbish. Their brains are empty. They don't even know what they are supposed to be doing. They're wrong. What amounts to some kind of business is a franchise, a cabal that extends into every nook and cranny of governance in the zoo. All of them. Tonight we let them bear. Get a copy of the Constitution. I've asked Amaka, my deputy Chemefo, everybody, get a copy of the Constitution of the damnable Zoological Republic, 1999. We will not leave it alone. When I want to destroy them, I go back to what they said they are going to do in their own document. Because before you swear anybody into office, be they the president, be they the vice, be it a high court judge, even a customary court judge, even a governor, anybody, they must hold this document. You know what they say? To uphold the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's what they all say. But none of them, I say not one soul, not even INEC, adheres to the same laws that they proclaim publicly that they are going to uphold. Let's start. When I tweeted on this very program tonight, I said, or I was paraphrasing what great minds said before me. In civilized parts of the world, ignorance of the law is no excuse. You cannot say, I don't know what the US Constitution says, but you're looking for US visa, you go there and you mess up, you go to jail. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. But in Nigeria, in the zoo, ignorance of the law is the certificate you need. You have to be ignorant of the law. That is the qualification you need to become a Chief Justice of the Federation or a senior advocate of Nigeria. Ignorance of the law is all you need, because I'm about to prove it to you. This evening, we are going to focus on four key areas in order to appreciate the mess, confusion and hopelessness Nigeria and Nigerians are in. The funniest thing is that they don't know. You see them speaking borrowed English, copy and paste English. They don't even understand what they are doing. I said from top to bottom. More especially Yoruba media proprietors. All of them. They know nothing. We are here to prove it. I am about to tell you something that you know the dead Buhari that died in 2017. Major General Muhammad Buhari that died. Anytime I mention Buhari, you must know he's dead. The dead Buhari and his replacement, Jubril Aminu al-Sudani. Buhari was occupying the office till 2017 when he died, and they brought in Jubril to take over. Do you know that even the dead Buhari is not qualified to run for the presidency of Nigeria? Do you know that? This evening I'm going to prove it to you. And it is in their constitution. The fact that you are born in Nigeria doesn't mean that you can run for office. No, it doesn't mean that. No, it doesn't. We will go back to the constitution tonight to see exactly what their law says about eligibility to run. Listen carefully. Don't confuse the two. Jubril and the dead Buhari. I am telling you tonight that INEC is so useless that they failed to pinpoint this very fact that even the dead Buhari, in whose name Jubril is ruling, those of you unfortunate enough to still be in the zoo, is illegal and unconstitutional. INEC is a mess. I'll prove it to you. Now listen again. In the Zoo Constitution, because some idiots who are not well read said, you don't need WAEC to become president. Rubbish. I'll prove it to you tonight. That without WAEC, you cannot become the president of Nigeria if the courts, if the police, if INEC, if they know what they are doing. If you don't have WAEC result, you cannot be a governor, you cannot be a president in the zoo. That is what their law says. Anybody telling you otherwise is talking rubbish, and I'll prove it to you tonight. Forget all the nonsense they are preaching to you about the interpretations. I have it here in front of me, and I'll prove it to you that they are talking a whole lot of bollocks. Excuse my language. Our question tonight for INEC is this. Or any election tribunal, the Nigerian judiciary, the likes of Binta Nyako, legal establishment, the so-called elite and intelligentsia, we the elite, we elite. Oh dear. Is there anybody amongst them determined that the dead Buhari, the late one, and even now Jubil, the Sudanese, should contest for the presidency when they have no WAEC result? That is what the law says. You must have WAEC. If you don't have WAEC, you cannot contest. Who said they must contest? Knowing fully well they don't have WAEC. It doesn't matter if you have PhD. This is one thing about black people. We don't reason very well sometimes. The law says you must have something. It doesn't matter if you went as far as getting the highest qualification in the land. No. That is how and why some of you fail exams. You abandon the question, you start providing a totally irrelevant answer. They don't have any WAEC, both the dead Buhari and Jubil. None. So, everything this present tribunal is doing is wasting their time. I will prove it to them tonight. And they are quack san. Quack, Nenagan school, Charewo san. We're also looking into tonight the role of INEC in the subversion and undermining of the governing document, which is the constitution of the zoo. This night from here, we will educate the world, all of us together, on how Fulani Caliphate used INEC to undermine the foundational laws, the governing principles of, I said Yakubu, before him Jega, how they used INEC to subvert the law itself. And how the ignorance, cowardice, and betrayal of Nigerians, of the judiciary, of Yoruba media, because of Tinubu, they want Yoruba man to be president in 2023. They abandoned every principle, every honor, every dignity. They have none. I weep. The only journalist I loved in that very contraption called Nigeria is Delegiwa. Delegiwa. Such men don't exist anymore within the realm, as they call themselves, of the fourth estate. They don't exist anymore. What you have now is cash and carry journalism. Own an office, you're doing. Slaughtered in Enugu in a pool of blood. Where is a man that died of heart attack? Slaughtered in a pool of blood. You can see how evil people are, and they're journalists. They are journalists. No conscience. They don't even think about the repercussions on ordinary people, on poor people. That there is slaughter and mayhem in Nigeria today is because of Yoruba media. They never report the truth. When they were killing IPOB, they kept quiet. Now there's slaughter going on everywhere. Or they thought it wouldn't get to them. It has gotten to them. We shall look into it tonight as well. The Fulani reign of terror and impunity, aided and abated by INEC, by the judiciary, by police, by DSS, and by Yoruba media. Yoruba media. I have Yoruba friends. There are brave Yoruba men, don't get me wrong, and women. And I'm friendly with most of them. But you see, that same Yoruba media that chased Babangida from office, that I give them credit to. I'm being very honest. This same Yoruba media chased away Babangida. This same Yoruba media brought about the demise of Abacha. This Yoruba media. And they removed Jonathan from office. Where are you now that people are dying? What are you people writing now? Why are you condoning evil? Why are you supporting Satan in all his works that he's doing? Destroying innocent lives all over the place. Because Tinubu wants to, a Yoruba man wants to be president in 2023. That's all. Because of that, you abandon every shred of ethic and principle in your life to support evil. It won't be well with all of you. We shall look upon it tonight. But before we do so, also, we must also look at the extension of the tenure of, is it Ibrahim Tanko, the Sharia chief judge of the zoo. You will understand tonight also that, do you know you can go to Arabic school, become a Sharia judge, without delving into common law? You can become a Sharia judge, and from there you'll be appointed to the Supreme Court without any knowledge of English language, and you become, if you're lucky, or if a Fulani man is on the throne, Chief Justice of the Zoo. Based on, go and read your, it's there in, some of you don't even read the Constitution. Go and read it very, very well. That is where I base everything I'm saying tonight. So nobody will say that anything was forged or concocted. No, from your own Constitution. The time now is getting very close to 26 minutes past the top of the hour, wherever you are. In everything we do in life, listen very carefully, please. There is always criteria. You must be qualified for something. If you're not up to maybe 4 years of age, you cannot go to kindergarten. Do you understand? You may go to a creche as a baby. That is a criteria. The criteria says you have to be maybe 4 years old to go to kindergarten. Follow this very carefully. In some countries, before you can drive, you have to be 16 or maybe 18. Before you can drink alcohol, you be 21. That is the criteria. Before you can take alcohol, you must be 21 years of age. That is the criteria you must meet before they allow you to consume alcohol. Follow this very carefully, please. Even before you get married, where I come from, in the present land of Biafra, in Igbo land, before you must pay bride price. That is the criteria. For you to qualify to marry a woman, you must be able to afford the bride price, or maybe your parents or your relatives can give it to you. That is your business. But you must present. That is a criteria. You know alligator pepper and kola nut. It must be paid upon, cut, and eaten by the folks. If that is not done, everything you're doing is babash. That is the key in marriage in our land. That is the key, the essence of it all. I'm pointing all these things out so you understand what criteria means. Some people don't know the meaning of it. They think, oh, criteria is WAEC. If he likes now, he went to mom's college, he went to all the shops, he went to American War College. No, the law says WAEC. School SAT, it says, but we are coming to prove to you that school SAT is WAEC in a very short while. There are people, especially those that register or enroll you when you go to school, or even university. It is their duty to check your WAEC result, check your JAMB result, to make sure you are qualified before you are admitted to undertake any undergraduate studies in any university anywhere in the world. You just can't present yourself and claim you have to take a degree. Oh, because I went to somewhere before and I did HND. Because they said, we want to see your WAEC result. It doesn't matter, because you can go somewhere and forge documents or enroll through the backyard. We want to see it. You just can't appear from nowhere and claim that you are something that you're not. Never, ever, ever. This night we are going to demonstrate beyond every reasonable doubt that INEC is not fit for purpose. You see that useless INEC? It should not even function at all. They have failed to perform their statutory duty of due diligence to ensure that candidates meet the minimum threshold to vie for the office of the president of Nigeria. Some people wonder why I'm interested in exposing the intellectual limitation of your average Nigerian judge, your legal practitioner, or so-called fumbling elite. The reason is very simple. I want the international community tonight to know why we IPOB cannot be a part of the madness called Nigeria, where people have written down rules and laws that have refused to obey or adhere to them. What Mesopotamia managed over 4,000 years ago, some so-called educated Africans still cannot manage in this day and age. If you cannot obey the laws that you have written down yourself, you are worse than a pig. A pig is better than you. You can't obey your constitution, you're a pig. You are an animal, not an animal. Let us begin by looking at the key events of the week. You can imagine the horror that most people felt when they heard that a senior legal practitioner in the zoo, senior advocate of nuisance, as they have tagged him, he made a complete mess, an idiot of himself, and some people joined him without even the benefit of researching what the baboon was saying. He said that Jubril Buhari does not need WAEC to contest for the presidency. But these are your senior advocates. And one day, who knows, they will become a judge and they will interpreting the constitution. Do you see how they raise up their the last of let people go. One day, this person will aspire to become a judge. He does not even know simple written English. He doesn't understand it. These people who claim they are senior advocates of Nigeria, they, oh dear me. You know, they interpreted school certificate, which is WAEC. If you're as old as I am, you know that school cert is WAEC. Everybody knows that. To mean first school living certificate. That is primary 6 living certificate. Unbelievable. Some will say, oh, but he's right. Festus Kema is right. You don't need qualification. Hi, I was mortified, shocked, and horrified. This is the reason why Jubril cannot be sworn in. This is the reason why the dead Buhari should not have been president. They have no WAEC result. None whatsoever. And the law is very clear on it. And we shall look at it in a short while. Get your constitution ready, please. These, in fact, some badly educated journalists as well. Very sad. From across the board. Not just Yoruba journalists. Without the benefit of well-researched information, concurred by some of them spilling across their headlines. Keyamo is right. WAEC certificate not compulsory for presidency. Hi, I wept. At this point, I knew that Nigeria is the most useless and hopeless place for any sane being to find him or herself in. Poor knowledge of written English, simple English, and failure to grasp the very basic and mundane nuances of the beautiful language of English is the reason why PhD holders are making a complete mess of themselves in the zoo. They don't even understand English language. That's how sad it is. They want us to accept that education doesn't matter. Competence doesn't matter. Skills don't matter. As long as it's going to be president of the zoo. That's all they're trying to tell you. They are misinterpreting the constitution to help the almighty that does not go to school so they can become president. Some of you don't know it. Some of you from the so-called
Daroli Nenukunisi we ge ya bife. Ya bife biye mebro ahogalaga April 20, 2019 ke bife melo. Maneno di onye ndukuru okwuru dịka o si dị mepesara anya dị iche iche ife okwuru n'iru akwụkwọ erika o riri nne nnukwu mana ka ife nwere ike ikwu gbasịta maka ihe onye ndu kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ because ihe ya so na nkwa ekwuru na a ga-ewetara unu update ihe Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kwubu before gara aga. Nkwa ekwuru n'iru akwụkwọ na a ga-ewetara unu na Eastern News 24. Dịka ige ya bụ ife ka ife nwere ike ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ ife ị nụrụ, drọpụrụ ya na Eastern News 24 n'iru akwụkwọ a. Ka Chukwu ka gọzie unu niile n'ofu n'ofu. Ise ọ dịkwa anya chetakwa na ya kwa Eastern News 24 ka si na-ewetara nnukwu ozi a dị oke mkpa. Ngwanụ ka ọ dị na ụmụnne m.